Hello. So I'm just gonna let people come on in. I mean, I literally just started, so I'm gonna wait. And turn this off while we wait. And I want to. I'm gonna timestamp this to get these times of, to take out these parts because I know it's dead air. But I'll timestamp it. Okay. And when you come in, let me know you're here. Okay. Well, being that I'm a timestamp this, I might as well just make announcements while I wait for people to come in. So you guys should go to my community board because I do leave updates there as well. And not enough people are going there. There's the subscribers are there, 5,000, but I don't have people going to the community board. It's dead there. And it's important because I do have, let me fix this better. I do leave announcements there. So I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to post the date that I want to start doing the meditations for healing because I want to do healing meditations. And it's going to be great because we're going to heal other people as well as ourselves during this. And it's proven to work. And I want to start doing that. All right. It's not going to be just for Patreon. Okay. As speaking of Patreon, I have to go check Patreon as well. Make sure everything's okay over there. Okay, here we are. We're on Patreon. Okay. Making sure everything is okay on this side. I want to open up certain things. I'm still waiting. Who's here? Usually more people are here by now. Let me see what's going on. My Patreon. I mean, like I said, I'll timestamp this. I'm just waiting. I think because I didn't do it the first time I was supposed to do it, now the schedule's a little off for people because I had the date for February, the end of February, but things happened. I didn't get on if you noticed. Okay. So that was the first announcement. The second announcement is going to be, I had another one. Of course, you should subscribe. Subscriptions are obviously help the channel, but the likes do too. It helps the channel get recognized. So if you're watching, you should click like on it. Of course, if you like what you're watching. And I thought I had one more announcement. I should have wrote them down. I have a list of things I do want to talk about for the solar flash. And I think at this point, I'm going to give it 2 more minutes and then I'm going to start talking because Alive is still live. It'll go into a video after it's done. So I still want to get things done. Okay. I have 2 people. Thank you. Carlene, thank you so much. Tina, thank you. Lots of love to you too, Carlene. Like I said, I think that, oh, you know what? Let me send a link. I think that's what's going on too. Let's do that. Let's send this link out. Okay, there we go. All right. I thought I had another announcement. Man. All right. So community The community posts are important, and subscriptions and your likes are important. Oh, YouTube, because we're still waiting. Give it one more minute. YouTube does not promote long form videos. Does not. I don't know if you can hear me. Does not promote long form videos. So they promote my shorts, that's for sure, because that's what they're trying to do right now with everyone's channel. And my shorts will get hundreds of views and sometimes thousands of views, and then you go to my long form video, it's such a, when I say drastic difference, it's a drastic difference. Okay. It'll be like 8 views for certain things and like 20 something views for others. And I'm like, that's such a big drastic difference. I know for a fact that that's what they do now. They have been doing that for like maybe like 2 years or so, or 3, but they're doing that. So we have to be mindful that I do post long form videos, and you should go watch those because it's a tarot channel as well, mostly, right? So if you're watching the short tarot videos, you're gonna want to know more because it's tarot. It's about the outcome of your life. So you're gonna want to know more, and you're gonna want to watch the long form videos. And since that's not what's happening, I know is because of that issue that YouTube is not promoting long form videos. So it's been 6 minutes. It's enough time now. It's going to turn to a regular video. You can watch the replay. It's all good. So I'm just going to go into it because I'm going to go into the agenda here, and I'm just going to read my paper because it makes life easier for me to read what I wrote down. So it's more, organized. That's what I like. All right. So I'm going to get into the description of what these things are that I'm going to talk about, which is the solar flash, okay? Because some people might not know that's watching. And so you have an idea before we go deep into it, what it is. So I'm just going to do the description, and right after I'm smiling because right after the description, I'm going to mention some practical things. I'm smiling because there might be practical people watching. So they want to know how this is going to line up. I'm going to tell you how this lines up to what we have been talking about, okay? The solar flash that's coming, this flash. All right, so let's get into it. And right in the very end of the video, the very end, we're going to do meditation as well, okay? So let's get into it. I'm just going to read my definition that I wrote here, all right? So the solar flash, okay, it's a massive burst of energy from the sun, which will bring about spiritual awakening in some, all right, ascension to a higher level of consciousness and a positive transformation of humanity. And, all right, where am I? A positive, again, which brings about healing, which is, I love it. It brings love, and it's a new beginning, which will bring about a few days of darkness. So no, it's also going to be a lunar eclipse, but we're not going to talk about that today. It's all hand in hand. No electricity, so it means no internet for you guys, okay? Also, it's just one big blackout. So during this time, the universe is working on resetting the planet, okay? So it's going to be a new era, a beautiful transformation is going to take place. So that's exciting. That's exciting. I'm really happy about that. So let's get into the practical parts of it for people who are more want to know and see. Okay. So let's see. NASA said that there's a massive hole in the sun called the corona hole. Okay. It's large enough to engulf 60 Earths. Okay. So 60 Earth-sized planets. That's how big it is. And if you want numbers, because you're practical, 497,000 miles we're talking about long. All right. So this formed in December 2023. So it's now starting to unleash or, releasing solar storms at this time, which is coming closer to us. And it's happening rapidly at this point. Okay. So you can look into this yourself because, I know you like the facts for these kind of things. Okay. So this is not the first time this happened. So it happened in the 1800s. It was called the Carrington event. All right. So guess what? All right. This one that's coming is said to be 60 times more powerful than what happened in the 1800s. 60 times. All right. So it's lining up for what we're going to talk about later. All right. The practical part of it. So the second practical thing that that lines up with the solar flash. So the theory, at least, right? That we're saying is a theory. So I'm sure you've heard of people saying that the schools, if you have children, schools are going to be closing during this time, during a solar eclipse. And I'm pretty sure that you've never heard people talking about shutting down schools during a solar eclipse. We've never heard this before, let alone they're talking about shutting it down months in advance before the solar eclipse happens. Okay, so why are we doing this? And then my nephew's school is doing a pantry at this for that time frame. Why are we doing a pantry? Why at that exact time? Not before, not at that time frame. Okay, there's a reason for that. Okay, so keep these things in mind. The practical stuff, which you're a part of, you're living, you're seeing. All right, all right. The proof of these things. All right, because they're saying that you need to be prepared. All right, so you know what, I think we're just going to go into the woo stuff now. Okay, our stuff, they call woo. All right, so let's see, I have my notes here. Okay, so yeah, the spiritual. So we know what the spiritual stuff is, and we also got the practical things out the way, the science and what you can see. So let's get into the spiritual, evidential aspects of it, okay? So the path. Oh, hi. Hi, Yvonne. So the path of the eclipse. I think this is going to be pretty cool, so I hope you enjoy this. This is going to be the breakdown of how everything is coming together. The path of the eclipse, which is also practical. So there's going to be practical things in there for you practical people. Okay, I'm not calling you bad. I'm saying, if you're practical, you're practical. It's fine. All right, so the path of the eclipse. The eclipse, okay, so, there was an eclipse. So one happened in the fall around that time frame. All right, so that went from south to northwest, okay? And this coming eclipse will go from southwest to northeast, okay? So they form an X over Texas. All right, did I move something here? An X over Texas. All right, so now here's the interesting part. The solar eclipse in the fall crossed over many towns named Salem, okay? So remember, no coincidences. Hey, number sports. All right, no coincidences here. So Salem refers to Jerusalem. Okay, it's a derivative. So it refers to Jerusalem, Jerusalem. All right, so now this coming eclipse is going through multiple towns or cities named Nivana. Okay, Nivana. All right. So there are different ancient texts that refer to this, right? But the more common one that most people know, because more people are Christian, is the Bible. So we'll just go that route. Okay, it's gonna be easier to go that route. Also, the names that are being used, it makes it easier also to use the Bible for this as a reference right now. All right, so I say that because I'm not religious, so I'm just trying to let you know. And if you're not, I'm just saying because you're not religious as well. I'm saying that we're just using this as a reference because it doesn't matter what we're about to see here. Okay. So what I want to do is actually I should do it from here because I don't think I'm going to use my computer originally. And now, you know what? No, I can still do it while I'm on with you. I think you can still hear me. Let's go here. Okay, so we're going to read from Matthew 12, 39 to 41. All right, he answered, "A wicked and adulterous generation asks for a sign, but none will be given except the sign of the prophet Jonah." Okay, take note. That's going to mean something. For as Jonah was 3, sorry for the noise. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a huge fish. So the huge fish, also take note of that, okay? So the Son of Man will be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men in Nineveh will stand up at the judgment with this generation and condemn it, for they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and now something greater than Jonah is here. Okay, it's gonna make sense here when I start going over it. Okay, so Jonah means gift from God. Do we hear that? So even if it's from the Bible, it doesn't matter. It still has meaning, right? So it's gift from God. So that means something, obviously, right? But why am I saying this? Why are we reading this? What have they named? I don't know if you guys know. What have they named the solar eclipse? They named it the Jonah eclipse. They have named it the Jonah eclipse. Why would they do that? Okay. They named it that. So now we have this thing named Jonah for a couple of reasons. The gift from God, and it's passing through Nineveh. That's like different cities. This eclipse is going to pass through those cities like this, forming an X over the other eclipse I was telling you about from Salem and now Nineveh. Okay, it adds up here. Okay. All right. The baby's playing. No, it's okay. I'm just letting them know. So I'm going through my notes here. It's just easier. All right, so we have that down. All right, so everything that we read from that scripture is being used for this eclipse. All right, no coincidences. I'm gonna be saying that a lot. I feel like this is gonna be my theme for this video. No coincidences. So here's where the separation between religion and religious people and spiritual people are. Okay, it begins. So spiritual people and religious people receive this information about the solar eclipse or the solar flash in their own ways, like, so meaning the religious people, the Bible, or whatever text, and the spiritual people have some downloads and other things, other ways that they receive their information, but it's the same information coming in. But the one difference is that one is based on fear and one isn't. So obviously the religious people are, they're talking about you need to repent and those kind of things. So they're putting fear, like you have to repent, you have to do this, and it's like fear-based. All right. And so what the spiritual people are saying, this is a gift, right? We've always have known this coming event to be a gift. All right. It's a washing over. Okay, it's a restart. We're getting a redo. So it's a gift. It's not fear-based at all. All right. If you have any questions, you can save it for later after I'm done. I don't think I can go back and look at the comments. Maybe I can. Well, it doesn't matter. Save it for later. All right. So if you create that fear, right, as I've been saying in every video about these kind of things, if you create that fear, you're going to live in that fear. All right. So we create our own realities. So if you keep being in fear about what's to come, you're going to live that fear. So you're going to have some people who know that this is wonderful and spectacular. We're going to actually feel great because we created this nice bubble of wonderfulness because what's coming is a good thing. And then if you're going to be running around scared because of what's coming, which is the 3 days of the darkness or whatever, then it's going to be rough for you. You attract things. That's how the universe works. You're attracting the negative, and so you're going to have that in your world. All right. So the next point I want to make is when I channeled, and you guys can attest to this because in my videos that I've channeled, you've seen me, and on my lives, literally live, you've seen me get this message of, or even when I'm doing the readings with the cards, you see me get the message of that the spring is going to be great. The spring is going to be great, even going into the summer. All right. So it's going to be spectacular. That's what I've been getting. That's the messages I've been getting. So now that the spring is the real new year, right? So if the spring is the real, I don't know if people know that, but the spring is the real new year. And you know what world we're living in. They twist things and turn around. But the spring is a real new year, in which it makes sense that this is happening for the new year that's coming, which is spring. It's here now, right? So we're gonna have this wonderful event happen in this time of things renewing and blossoming during spring, right? So it's really gonna be good for us. So my next point is, there's a star chart that they have of this eclipse, an actual star chart, so it's real. I'm gonna read this one because it's having degrees and stuff like that. So at 19 degrees of Aries, right? This is a 19 degrees of Aries, which makes sense because Aries is April. All right. There's a fixed star. So at 19 degrees is a fixed, you hear that, fixed star, all right, named Batten Catus. All right. The Cetus constellation. Okay, so it's real. Batten Catus means what? Belly of the monster. Belly of the sea monster, I should say. The belly of the sea monster. So earlier when I read the scripture to you, it was about the big fish that Jonas was in, right? You get what I'm saying? The big fish from the scripture and the sea monster. They're using all of this. These are signs that they're giving us, right? So the next point is, oh, yeah, The Simpsons. People are now see what we've known for so long. The spiritual people have known for so long, so many years, was to come with the channeling and the downloads and us telling people. People are now seeing it in the Simpsons predictions, which their things do come true, and that's for another video, but their things do come true. So it's a good thing because they're kind of opening people's eyes and they're letting people see what's going on, what's to come. But at the same time, because of where it's coming from, The Simpsons is going to be focused on the negative parts of it. So that is also fear-based as well. But the one thing I would say that might seem scary from there that I do actually agree with is when Homer is preparing for it. He has like this pantry or whatever of food that he's getting ready for this thing that's to come, right? So I agree with that. You have to be prepared for this thing that's to come, all right? Because it's going to be no electricity, right? No electricity. So you need to be able to have food. You need to be having dry food, what have you, canned food. If you want to cook outside, there's preparations for that too, So you can do those things. All right. Let's find some more of my notes here. See how easy it is when I have my notes written down? Right. So you're hearing me say 3 days of darkness. So the title says 10 days of darkness with a question mark, though, with a question mark, because some people are saying it's going to be 10 days. All right. Some people do believe it's going to be 10 days. They have their reasons as to why they're saying that. Okay. So let me see my notes here. Okay, so let me tell you why I say 3 days. So the 3 days with the text that's going on, like the Bible and other text, and with my intuition also nudging me for the 3 days. That is 3 days. I'm getting more 3 days. Okay, if I don't like the lighting that's going on here, can I fix it? I can't reach that. So with the 3 days is coming. So can it go longer? Absolutely. Of course it can. It can go longer. And so even if my intuition is kind of leaning towards 3 days and the texts are saying 3 days, it can go longer. And if it goes longer, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're prepared for 3 days or 10 days. You just have to be prepared, okay, for it. All right. So thank you. All right, just be prepared for it. That's the key right there. You want to have food in the house. Um, another thing I want to say is, and I've been saying this, you're protected. It's not about death. I've been saying this for so long. It's not about people dying and being killed, or when I was talking about the weather, it wasn't about natural disasters killing people. It's not about death. Okay, it's not about killing and destroying. All right. The reason for the weather thing happening, I can't say in this video because it's going to be too long. It's that I'll say that for another video. But there's a reason for that taking place. But it was not to harm anyone. It wasn't for the end of the world, is what I would say. It's not the end of the world. It was never for the end of the world. All right. That's what I've been trying to preach there. It's not like that. You're protected. So a clue of that would be the schools closing during that time that they've never done before. Is to protect you, keep you inside. All right. There's going to be protocols to keep you inside. Stay protected inside with your resources that we're telling you to get. Right. So you're going to be fine. You've always been protected. You're good. It's never been about any kind of death. Okay. The baby's causing havoc. All right. Let's see what's next on my list. All right. So during this time of darkness, I'll have a couple of things I want you to focus on that would be good to do. Reconnect with yourself. Okay. Do whatever spiritual things you're into, because I'm not here to tell people what to do and with their spirituality. I'm not here to judge that. That's not what this is about. If you want to be doing, you're Christian, you're this, you're that, you're spiritual like me, do what you want to do. It's fine. Do what you got to do. But you want to get into that space, okay? If you live with other people, you want to reconnect with them, because we don't always connect with the people we live with because of work, school, TV, computers, video games with the children, and our phones and social media. Okay. So, you won't have any internet during this time. So this is the time to do that. It's the time to get back to oneness. Go look it up if you don't know what oneness is. Oneness. Okay. Get back to that. Get to know and love yourself. All right. Connect spiritually with everything. Okay. So you want to prepare with light and food. Light. Okay. So, candles, what have you. You know how to do it. And you have time to research. You have time because that it's on the 8th. All right. The April 8th. So you have time to research from now to then what you need to have to survive. I mean, to survive sounds a bit drastic, but you know what I mean. Okay. So this is what I just listed about reconnecting and, getting spiritual again and grounding yourself, I should say, too. This is also part of what's happening. It's a small part because there's so many other parts to it. Because, like I said, the universe is resetting things in the universe. All right. On this planet, I should say. Certain things that was taken from us is going to be gained again. Things are going to be justified. Okay. Justice. That's my favorite word. All right. That's what's coming in here for us. But this is also part of it. Get back to oneness. Get back to yourself. All right. So, like I said, I don't like my videos to be too long. So I'm going to get into a meditation. So the baby does have to quiet at this time. All right. So as I set up, I'm going to have the baby go in the room because this is the meditation. All right. So like I said, if you have any questions, actually, let me see if you have questions now before I get into the meditation. That makes more sense because the meditation is to close out the video. So if you have any questions, you can put it now. And let me go to my Patreon and see if they have any questions there. Okay, let me give you just a couple of minutes, like 2 minutes. If I don't see questions pouring in, we'll just go right into the meditation. And as I wait for that to pour in, yeah. Okay, you can. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to open up my, because I'm waiting for the questions to pour in. So I'm just gonna open up my meditation channel, Meditate Your Muse channel. You can subscribe to that. I want to get the meditation music going for this time around. I don't usually do that, but I want the one that I set intention for healing the solar plexus as well. So let me see questions coming in. Everybody's busy today. Usually it's a little more popping, but that's okay. As I said before, it's gonna be the replay of this. All right, I'm gonna give it one more minute, just one more minute, and then I'm going to do the meditation. One more minute. And I hope you guys understood everything I was saying. And you know what? At the end of the meditation, I'll draw one card from the same deck that I've always gotten the springtime from. Okay, someone said on March 25th, there's going to be an eclipse preparing. Can the baby go on? He's making a lot of noise. Thank you. All right, on March 25th, there's going to be an eclipse preparing for the big solar eclipse. Okay, so that's good to know. That's true, though. I actually didn't know that. I did. So, but I feel like that's part of the small flares that's coming in also. You know what I mean? That I spoke about earlier with the storms, the solar storms, scientifically. So the flares have been coming in since December, which has been setting us up. So we've been getting little hits of waves. That's why every time I did a channeling, thank you for writing that, Carlene. That opens me up to say more things as well. The channeling I've been doing, if you've been listening, it has been saying different time frames. So they don't always give time, but they've been giving time frames lately, right? They've been the angel ones, the angels. So they've been saying to me, you've seen them say September for the last time. So they're giving little time frames. And I think those time frames is where whenever the solar storm flashed, it was probably during those time frames. Okay. It makes sense to me that that's what it would be. Okay. So we're going to get into the meditation. The baby is, I love him, but he's making noise during this live. And the live is not long anyway, so we're good. I don't know if this is too loud. You let me know in the comments if this in the chat if this is too loud. All right, so we're going to set. Yvonne, is this too loud? I think she can tell me. And check my Patreon one more time, and then we're going to go into it. This Patreon, you know, they post. It doesn't go. It's not going to be the same post, so I have to make sure. Okay. So what we're going to do for this meditation, I like to call it murky water. So you're going to get comfortable, of course, relax, and I hope the music is not too overwhelming. And we're going to close our eyes, of course, and then I'm going to walk you through it first right now so that you're prepared instead of me talking. And you know some meditations when people are like holding their breath and then the person starts talking, describing things, and it's like, oh, I'm holding my breath for too long. So I'm going to describe it first. We're going to get settled in. You should do that now, actually. And then we're going to, now I'm setting you up, we're going to close our eyes, and then we're going to get into searching your body for any murky water, which is any negativity you're feeling, anything that you've picked up along the way. I feel like it might be too loud. I don't know. I'll turn it down. Any negativity, anything you might have picked up along the way. And I hope that wasn't too loud, guys. So what I was saying is I'm going to walk you through it first, and then we're going to go into it. So right now you should get comfortable. We're going to close our eyes. Not right now. I'm going to walk you through it. We're going to close our eyes when I tell you to. And then we're going to search our bodies for any, I said murky water, which is any negativity that might be resting, anything you're feeling that you probably picked up from other people, whatever it is that's not good inside right now, doesn't feel good. You're going to search for that. And we're going to call it murky water. And then you're going to bring it up and out with your breath, right? And then we're going to do that 3 times. So the third time, we're going to picture. Remember the third time, and I'll say it quickly so you're not holding your breath too long. The third time, we're going to picture, or it has to be quick. You know what? I'm not going to say that yet. I'm going to say it during I don't want you to be influenced right now. So we're going to start now. So I hope you got comfortable. Now we're going to close our eyes. I'm going to give you some time to rest and take your time. And now you're going to take a deep breath in and search. Remember, you're searching. And release. Fully release your breath. Complete until your stomach feels, empty. Your gut feels empty. Okay, so now we're going to go back in and we're going to search. So take a deep breath in, picking up anything that's residual there and any other murky water left. And release. Take a deep breath out. Now on this third one, you're going to take a deep breath in and you're going to, the first person, as you're getting the rest of that murky water, the first person in a negative way that pops up in your head while we're releasing, you're going to release that person as well with the breath. Okay, so take a deep breath in. You get that first person and the rest of that murky water as well. And release. Okay, so that person that popped up in your head, you don't think about it. It has to happen quickly. So if you have to do this again, do it again. It has to happen quick. Don't think about it. All right, they have to pop up quickly. I don't want you to think there, my ex did this to me, I'm gonna put him there or her there. It should be quick, so you should do this again. That person means something, so you might want to work on releasing that person. All right, and that brings up things. This is why I wanted to do it. I wanted to bring up that person that might have popped up, or people, maybe multiple people start popping up, that means it's time to work on that. All right, so we released, though, enough of the murky water for you to feel free, for you to have that negativity lifted. And now I like doing this one because now you know what you have to work on. We're going to do one more deep breath, and now it's going to be positive. We're going to bring in all that beautiful positivity, however you see it. Some people see white light, blue light, golden light, whatever you see. You're going to bring that positive energy in. And also the person that comes to mind that's a positive influence in your life as well. So you get ready. Take a deep breath in. You're breathing in this time positivity. Let it go throughout your whole body. Just tingling with positivity. Lighting up with positivity. And release. Okay. So thank you for joining me. I hope this was helpful and useful. Okay. So take everything I've said to heart. Look these things up yourself. All right. From credible sources. And I hope you released and put in positive energy and you feel good right now. Get grounded, and I'll see you on the next live. I will leave a post in the community section and my Patreon about when I wanted to start doing the healing meditations. It will work. It'll be longer and better than this. It's actually set for that, okay? This was a little shorter, but it still makes a difference. It still makes a difference. All right. So until next time, my lovelies, toodaloo, as I say in my tarot videos.